So I will maybe just say a few more words about the practice, and I would like to also just give everybody exercise that one can do until the next month. So practice-wise, what we did is basically you can do the Guru Yoga one time, just praying to the lineage and connect with the higher sources, and take the practice of 3 precious pills, basically to ground yourself, your body, your speech, your mind, ground yourself, find more the deeper grounded and center place. And then the second, and when you feel grounded enough, reflecting in yourself and your life, in the particular situation in which you are entering into service with others, where you are facing challenges with the situation and personalities and powers, games, and so on. And in that dynamic relationship, rather than very frequently, what we do is we focus too much on the other person. Somebody did something, somebody said something, somebody's not doing it the right way. We focus too much there. Here is not recommended. Look at the bigger picture, but feel what you're feeling. Understand yourself better in that situation. These are, after all, these are practice of self-realization. So it's understanding yourself. Look at yourself. That means how you're facing challenge, how you're facing pain. When you see your own challenge, when you see your own pain, that's the important time to acknowledge that. So acknowledging that, hosting that, respecting that, giving spacious, luminous, warm hug to that. So basically, you are respecting yourself, you are taking care of yourself, you're acknowledging yourself, you're seeing yourself, and by doing that, so that in some sense of self-awareness is there, by knowing your pain, hosting your pain. In that process, what will happen is you feel more healing in yourself, more release in yourself. And once you feel that, then the next one is to look at the other person, because you're stronger, you are clearer, you have addressed your own pain, you are ready to address the other person's pain. So then you look at the other person, because you will see a different person. You will not see the same person that be in the beginning of the practice. It's a different person. Beginning of the practice, you are seeing the person through your pain. Here, you are seeing from that openness and awareness and the warmth. You see a different person. You have a different eyes. You have a wisdom eye, the eye of the warmth to see through. So you look at through that person. When you do that, if the practice did work, you'll feel more empathy. You'll feel more compassion. That means you'll feel the pain of other person more than the other person, the mistakes. You will see the challenges of the other person than all the what person is not doing or doing wrong. You'll see different things. When you begin to see that, you feel more warmth toward that person. So you are caring, feeling compassion to that person. So cultivating compassion. If you're feeling, you're moved. One time, a student of mine, she said, after a wonderful session of practice of compassion, she cried and she said, I love my father. I love my father. I used to hate my father all my life. Now, last couple of days of practices of compassion, I saw a different father. I saw a new father. Father is not who didn't give me, father who gave me a lot and trying to give me more and trying to face a lot of challenges and pain in himself. I love him. I am so excited to go back and see him again. It was so beautiful, like so much enthusiasm to go back and see the new person from the new eye. So the same way through practice will help us to see a new person in that way. So once you feel in a way through this practice, you're grounded, you saw yourself more clear, you saw the challenges in a much more positive and productive way, you saw the other person in a more positive and more collaborative way, and you see now more, you can define your role, responsibility, and your service through that clarity, and then allow that clarity to arise to see what you can do, how you can do, when you can do, and so on. Just trying to give a little time to reflect that, and because now these ideas are coming from deeper and positive place. They're not coming from just addictions and pain and dependency and things like that. They're coming from good place. So trying to mature that ideas, those clarity more and more in your services to others, I think that will help a great deal. And then in the end of this session, you will do a dedication, and that dedication is obviously to help others through these practices. May I dedicate this practice to all the sentient beings, particularly those who I'm involved in, particularly those who I'm facing challenges with, and who I'm opening to now. May this help all of us as a collective sense and collective purpose to do the dedication that way. And so repeat this formal practice. Maybe it might take shortest as 15 minutes, longest as 1 hour, and in between, that many different length of time you can do. But I would recommend to do that every day. As I said, even 15 minutes to 1 hour, do every day as a formal practice. I would recommend to do this. So this is next 6 months. We are trying to keep connected together with each other. We are trying to help each other. We are trying to support each other. We are trying to enter more into the services that what we are doing, engage more with the world, not disconnect, but connect more with the world. Connect more with what you're doing rather than disconnecting what you're doing, because you have a better eye to see, better body to work with, better approach you have. So I want to really focus on formal practice as one session, then informal session 5 times every day. So 5 times every day means basically if you recognize anything what you're recognizing in these practices. Recognize the instability that you have. Recognize that you are getting complaining too much about the other person. Recognize you are too much caught up in your own power and the stories and your own pain. Whatever things you can able to recognize them and deal with a taste of formal practices, bring in your everyday life. So I think then sit in that sense of more inner stillness and silence, spaciousness for 10-15 minutes, whatever time it allows. If you are in a situation when you can do that, do it. And in a situation when you can not do that, and you can still do it, but just for maybe few minutes or something like that, you can just remain in there. So sometime we do many things. It's better to not to do than doing things, because it's not helping, it's disturbing. In services, I think very important also, sometimes your place not only to do, to equally important to know your place to remain silent, your place to do nothing, your place to disappear from the scene. And that equally it's as beneficial than always trying to occupy a space of others, which you are not able to give anything in that space that some other people might able to give, and you're taking away space from those other people. So even though recognizing them, I think they are also equally important in the service. So I hope this is my own intention to help. And as we are, I think in the end of the day, we practice, we meditate, we do this and that, we work and make our livings. But in the end of the day, I think there's always this sense in everybody that I wanted to be helpful for others. I think there's a core principle that we all have, and that's really like a deep treasure that we have. I think we needed to see that, acknowledge that, and cultivate that, and to change the world. And change the world, I don't mean to changing the whole world, but change our own little world, that then it will affect the bigger world. So I wanted to give a little time to some question and answers. And welcome. We have just 10 minutes to do that. So welcome if some questions.
Just one question you might have already answered. Hello, Rinpoche. What would you advise to do more to keep in mind every day for more enlightened leadership?
Every day?
Yeah, what would you advise to do more to keep in mind every day for more enlightened leadership?
So the question is what we can do to do every day to remind ourselves to do more enlightened services, work. I think I mentioned enough. If you look at all of ourselves, we are already doing a lot of activity, what we feel it's a service, but we face challenges in doing them. So that means we can definitely do better in helping other people. And it's not, obstacles are not so much, we often think, oh, I would do so much more and so much better if these 5 people are out of my life. We think that, but that's not the truth. Obstacle is not very often from outside. Every obstacle is very much from your ability to handle those people. Some of those people clearly might be exactly what you need in what you're trying to do. Absolutely. I mean, I know many time experiences in my life. Those are the people exactly what I needed. What I'm internally, those are the people exactly what I'm trying to avoid. But how I'm going to have courage or strength enough to face those people, talk to those people, include those people, because if I feel some sense of confidence and strength in myself, and that exactly what I'm saying, that it's important that what we're trying to do is to do these formal practices. Formal practices, do 5, 10, 15 minutes and half an hour until you feel stable enough, confidence enough that you are able to help other people. So I think the formal practice, informal practice, unifying them. So 1 formal practice, 5 informal practice. That's the commitment. And those you want to take a commitment, that's your commitment. So during next 6 months, but particularly focusing on this, for until next month, I wanted everybody to focus. And these are not like just visualizing something. These are something actually happening in your life. You are actually doing it. It's happening in your life. Regardless of you want or you don't want, you are dealing with them already. But here we have a wonderful, beautiful practice to deal with. So apply them. Okay?
What to do when others take advantage of our good intentions to serve?
Yeah, so the question is what do you do when others is taking advantage of your good intention? So I think that's kind of important. Sometimes we feel like, oh, I would like to do a lot, and there are all these people who don't listen to me, who is against me, who don't like me, and so how I can help other people. I think we think a lot of things like that. So I think in some sense, I think it's also equally important awareness to know what's your place. Sometimes if for example, if I look into the situation, I can see maybe there are 3 different groups there. I can go into the group number A and I see my place there, and I can see these people, my point of view, these people are arrogant. They are not ready to receive help people because they are like a very territorial. They are not open enough to include other outsider people. they are threatened by you and your openness and your skills. If I really feel like that, maybe it's not my place, not at least not now. And I should not waste my time to trying to put myself there and trying to complain everybody there. I'll just disappear. My disappearance is better for that group. I see another place where people really are open. People are really seeking for help. And I clearly have something there to offer. And I feel their openness and I feel their warmth and I feel fit there. I will not waste that opportunity to serve because that's the best place for me to serve because their cause conditions are together. So I think some sense of finding out if your place in service, if it's there or not there, or if it's possible that you can work with your practice and patient and uh, you can come to a place where that might work out, but maybe it might not. So you have to really look at yourself. One last question.
Um, is it so? A couple of people have asked for more explanation about hosting and how to host other people's pain.
Okay, so that's a good question. I think it's an important question. Many people would know, and that those a lot of new people will not know. Is this question about during the practice? We said, you know, particularly like reflecting on your own conflict and pain in the situation in service, and how do you host your own pain, or how do you maybe even host, seeing the other people's challenge and other people's pain, how do you host them? So the notion of hosting is basically being completely being open to it. And like if you have your best friend is in pain, if your best friend is in pain and who comes to you and seeking for help and crying and really like shaky and trembling and coming to you, what you would do? So let's talk about what you would not do, and then we will talk about what you would do. So what you would not do is blame that person, or if you did not do that, then everything should have been fine. If you messed it up or you should not have done, then like judging the other person, um, suppressing your emotion and not doing any of like that, not suppressing your emotion, you're not judging your emotion, you're not manipulating your emotion. Like a good friend, what you would do is you just a spacious, luminous, warm hug. You would give that hug. What is the best quality in that hug? There is a presence there. You're fully there with that person. You're open, completely open. Means you're not judging. It means you're not manipulating. Means you're not trying to change anything. You're just being there. That's the openness, spaciousness. Connection. You're fully connected, physically connected, emotionally connected. You're mentally your presence. Warmth. There's a sense of kindness. May kindness, in a sense, may you overcome this pain. May you find a joy. That kind of compassion and kindness attitude toward that person. You are not actively talking and thinking, but that is there. So the same quality you bring toward your own pain. Your own pain is in a way your best friend, half of you, who needs you to become full. Most of the time, we ignore our pain. we disconnect with our pain, we change the story, we're trying to manipulate, or we're trying to ignore and saying nothing as if nothing is happening, or we hate that. So none of those is the right attitude. It's not a hosting. Hosting is spacious, luminous, warm hug. So that's what it means, hosting. And next 6 months, we'll definitely have more opportunity to continue and talk about this, as particularly as you all of you have more experiences in the practice. So we will have that. So now we will do the dedication together. Osada Pegeva Kazosem Chenam Jeta Dongo Tozaza Pele Degunjani Kozondo all pure virtues done through the three doors, I dedicate to the welfare of all sentient beings of the three realms, having purified all afflictions and obscurations of the three poisons. May we swiftly achieve complete Buddhahood of the three bodies. Chabne sola deje doba shogo so nyam do yeshe je ba sho to son tane ko son to ba sho Raja Jone Jela Pembajo. May I attain great confidence in the three refugees. May my experience and realization of the wisdom of three door increase. In purifying three poisons, may I obtain three bodies. In liberating my own beings, may I benefit others. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the translators, everybody who is supporting me to support many people in terms of online webcasts and many other ways. I thank you, everybody. Thank you, and happy Losar. Bye now.